Very interesting. Now, Kenya made history in 2016 after a team of doctors at the Kenyatta National Hospital successfully separated a set of twin girls that were born conjoined. This lengthy and complex surgery is this week's focus on Health Digest, as Dr. Mercy Korir looks at how medical technology, particularly three-dimension printing, helped doctors on that groundbreaking milestone, and how this promises to breathe new life on the future of surgery in Kenya.
Technology has contributed a lot to the way we do many things. One such area is 3D printing in health, to printing of such a hand prosthesis or this skull or this pelvic bone using such machinery.
Most of what we do is create surgical models for surgical planning.
One such successful model was used in the famed separation of the conjoined twins in Nairobi. The 23-hour surgery done by a team of doctors of different specialties credits part of its success to 3D modeling of the conjoined twins' pelvis.
So you have twin A and twin B, to put it simply. They're joined in the middle at the tailbone. So they are facing, they have their backs to each other. The model helps you visualize that in 3 dimensions. Not only 3 dimensions, but even as a 4th dimension, because you're able to touch, I call it the tactile dimension of the 3D printing, which you're able to appreciate.
Blessing and favor were indeed blessed and favored to have this technology present at a time when they needed it the most.
This is the actual model that was used from the whole multidisciplinary team meetings that spanned over 1 year. We used them on the day of the operation for the whole 23-hour procedure, kept referring back and forth to the model, even as the patient was on the table.
As Dr. Ogalo puts it, embracing innovative medical technology has its benefits to both surgeon and patient.
A 3rd dimension is very important in terms of being able to visualize your procedure before you actually get into operating on a patient in the table. And this has a spillover effect of reducing the amount of time you spend operating on a patient and also improving the accuracy of your procedures.
The patient's 3D CT scan images are specially processed, as Dr. Mukuzi explains, in order to have them finally printed in 3 dimensions.
This file is what we come up with at the end of our processing. Then at that point is then now we feed it to the 3D printer and it gives us a product like this. Yes.
This lab by Roy Mbati prints all manner of 3D products using special plastic. How do you get to print something like this from an image from our computer to something that can be used in surgeries?
Yeah, so once we receive the STL file, we run it through our software, which basically just slices it into layers. And that process makes the file readable by the 3D printer.
This process is as easy as sending a file from your computer to your printer.
So this motion is the x-axis. This back and forth is the y, then moves up and down, that's the z. So once you have those 3 working simultaneously, you can literally create anything within space. The printing process happens when this filament, this plastic filament, is fed into this extruder, and then it's heated down here at that heating block, and then extruded through the nozzle onto the bed. So once you have all this moving simultaneously, you can get any design that you create.
The first model they ever printed was this 3D skull of a man who had had a bad accident.
Right in the middle, if these are your 2 eyes, if you look there's practically no nose. So the planning of exactly how we would move the particular bones back into place and put them into place with the plates that they would use to fix the bony structures in place, and therefore create or improve the overall facial deformity that the patient had acquired from his injury.
This venture is not without its challenges.
This is one vertebra after the other being laid out one after the other. So this took about 16 hours to print, yeah?
It would have been of added value, yes, to have the vessels, to have the muscles, and we did try, but we had certain limitations to doing that.
The cost of the printing is variable.
give you an example, the models that we've done so far would cost anything between about 5,000 shillings to even as expensive as 30,000 shillings, depending on what you want.
We charge 500 shillings an hour of printing.
Born conjoined but now separate, 3D printing in this instance had the sole aim of improving surgical outcomes. This actual model of the conjoined twins contributed significantly to their successful surgical separation. Dr. Mercy Korir for Health Digest, KTN News.